What's going on, guys? My name is Nick, and today I just watched Lovebirds, the new film from Michael Showalter, and you know, this is one hell of a movie, man. I was not expecting to like this movie as much as I did, but I'm thoroughly glad I watched it. I'm just gonna give you my own thoughts and opinions, initial thoughts, my pros and cons, just overall vibes of this movie. I don't take myself as a huge critic. I'm just giving my personal opinion. So if you want to give me your opinion, feel free to put down in the comments down below, and let's just get into it. So the pros of this movie, there's way more pros than really anything, but the pros outweigh the cons for sure. The pros are the actors, their standout. Kumani and Issa, they just work so well off each other. I totally believed their relationship. The movie comes in at about an hour 20-ish minutes, hour 20 minutes, and it really shows it's not too long, it's not too short, it's just the right amount to show the relationship. Even though in the beginning it's really fast, they cut to 4 years, and you see their relationship grow. The comedy in it, the writer Michael Showalter and the director, I guess, he just really knows how to perform comedy. The dialogue, the vocabulary they use is really just special. It's smart, it's witty. It really feels like they were trying to make the jokes actually land. Like, I think because of the actors and the writing and just everything, the atmosphere, the jokes land like all the time. Like, I can't think of really one joke that doesn't land, except maybe towards the end, but we'll get into that. Just as I said, the actors are perfect. They're couple empowerment that you just feel throughout, even though they're broken up in the movie. You just feel that their connection is a special bond, and it makes sense that they're gonna end up together in the end of the movie. But obviously, you have to build to that, and you don't always know what's gonna happen. But because of that, it just shows the grand scheme of what the movie is building towards. And from the beginning to the end, it's all about this couple's relationship. It's about how they actually feel about each other, how they, over the span of 4 years, they misperceived things and didn't understand everything of what they were going for in their relationship, and they have to come to realizations. And I think everything in this movie is just really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. The pros are just this entire movie I would put as a pro, but not perfect, which brings me to just a little bit of my meh parts. So the meh parts are just in the beginning, the 4 year relationship, it's just like you don't get to see them as a couple as much. It kind of just gets slide over. I mean, I give that to the movie because that's what the story was going for. I know they did it on purpose. It wasn't like they weren't thinking about it. Pretty sure they did it on purpose. But in most movies, you get a little bit of time seeing them as a couple, but I guess maybe they did it so you can see their relationship form to a more realistic approach in the end than how it was in the beginning, because it sets up like this whole romantic thing in the beginning, but by the end you get like a more realistic version of themselves, I guess. And so I feel like the whole dynamic between them, as much as I love how it was, they built it fantastic from the beginning to the end, it's just hard to I wouldn't say hard to understand, just because of that 4 year gap, there's like things you're missing. So because of that, that's the only meh part about it, is just how much you're like, I wish I could see this and see how, like, maybe how they got to this specific area. And there's not much character development on really any of the other characters. It's the focus on those two, the main lovebirds. So I mean, I don't hold that against it, because I think it's doing the movie justice of what they wanted to do. It's just it's not as perfect as it could be. But besides that, into the cons, and the only real con for me was the very end. So I might have said just slight spoilers so far, but this is the main spoiler. So if you don't want to hear about it, main spoiler is that at the end, with the bad guy that they've been not tracking essentially, but the bad guy finds them, and then he has them at gunpoint. And as much as I like that scene, it's like they get to take him down, they're fighting him, they kick his ass. It's like it's really cool. But they started doing their relationship drama again, and the entire movie, it felt like it worked. And I think for this specific type of movie they were going for, I can see why they would chose to do this route and like how it could probably work like this. But I just think that in the specific scenario of having Issa point the gun at the bad guy at Kamani, it's like they're talking about the relationship while the guy's trying to like, take him out, like kill him, but he's not, and he's just kind of like getting bored, he's getting annoyed, and as much as like it's like, okay, that's how this movie's gonna work, that's how the story's gonna end, it just feels unrealistic to real life. And this is a movie, it's not real life, but for the most part I felt like these scenarios were realistic for the most part. Like this could possibly happen, because I really thought the way they brought them into this like weird shenanigan world was really like thought out and pretty funny. It's just that end part with that boat scene where I just think becomes the most unrealistic. But if you're gonna go out, I think that's just how you could really end it for the most part. I don't know how I would end it, but that's how they ended it. So that's my personal thoughts. And I think the very end of the movie, the last scene, is pretty hilarious. They do a lot of callbacks to other scenes, and probably one of my favorite scenes is when the main two characters are interrogating the younger teenage kid, and they're just repeating the lines of the other two country talking people, bad guys from the orgy fest. They're like re-saying the lines they said to them, pretending like they're the bad guys. It's just funny. It's a really smartly written movie. If you haven't checked it out, it's on Netflix. Was supposed to be in the theaters, but now it's on Netflix. So if you want to go check it out, feel free to watch it, then come back to this review again. If you want to just have any other thoughts and opinions about it, let me know what you thought down in the comments. And with that being said, guys, that's all my thoughts, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.